Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube Live. And as you can see, a little bit of technical difficulties, but nothing that we can't handle. I hope everybody's doing well. If this is your first time here and you just kind of accidentally found this, hang around. We have great people in here. Everybody from people that want to get in the trades, people that are in the trades and want to get better, people that are in the trades and want to open their own companies, and trades company owners that want to learn to use social media to grow their business. And we've got a different link today. It's thetradesacademy.com/questions. If you've got questions, jump over there. And if you haven't done it yet, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. We actually do this every Monday. And man, things have really been going good. But what we're doing is we're actually jumping into the form and asking questions. And I guarantee you, if you ask a question, it will get answered over there. If you accidentally found this channel because you were looking for something else, you may want to hang around and watch. We get a lot of good questions in here, normally 60 to 100 questions a night going through the form. The neat thing about it is we try to answer all those. I will jump into the chat every now and then just to see how people are doing. But if you found this video because you were searching YouTube or Google and it pointed you here and you're looking for something specific, you might actually jump over into the main channel, go to the search bar up top or the little magnifying glass, search, find what you're looking for. I promise you, we've made some pretty good videos and really helping people out over there. So if there's anything that I can do for you, man, let me know. So I'm going to jump over into the chat just to see who all's in here real quick. Already got a lot of folks in here. Semi Funny, Jesse Say What? Now, those are two made-up names if I've ever heard them. So Tuber Turds, enter to win. Yeah, this is a cool deal we're doing. Getting into the trades. Those of y'all that have been here for a while, you know that we are working on putting together a course together to help people. And putting that together is really cool. So, Grayson, thank you for putting that in there. Ed Tolentino, how are you doing today? Good to see you here. Mr. Austin Chadwick in the house and in the studio. You got to love it. The Controversial, Unifying, and Noble Topics podcast. How are we doing today? Adam says, Roger, I'm a painter, but still watch all your videos. I love that. Thank you for teaching all of us what you know. I want to love my plumber. Too bad you're in Texas. The cool thing about it is we are in Texas, but man, we've got people from around the world that watch what we do, that listen, that come into the videos, that watch videos, that ask questions, give us feedback, all kinds of good things. The neat thing about it is that a lot of the information we put out will help anybody in the trades. And as you see, I've got on a different shirt today. This is one we've been working on. It's the Trades Talks. This is the Trade Talks. As you can see from the bottom, we've got the Trades Academy. And we're putting things together to help people. Those of y'all that don't know, we have another YouTube channel. It is called the Trade Talks. And we've even got another one called How to Network. And that's really me and Julie helping people figure out, because a lot of trades people don't know how to use networking to grow their business. So a lot of stuff there. Let's jump back over in the chat real quick. Cole Longley, how are you doing? And Wrecked Clan, what's up? How is everybody doing? And my boss, the wonderful Miss Julie Wakefield. Good to see everybody here today. Captain Conrad and 102 others. I have a suggestion for you. Maybe don't make stupid faces in your thumbnails. They kind of discredit you. Yeah, but you know what? It gets people's attention and it'll make people click on it that maybe normally don't. And we don't do them too terribly often, or try not to, but I know we do it every now and then. Help, I'm obsessed with dots. How are you doing? Virgil Hatfield, good to have you in here, brother. Also over in the marketing studio. Tyler Thibodeau, how are you? Good to see you in here today. Man, life is going wonderful. Hello to Mr. Steve. How are you today? Good to see you in here. Miss Amber Mendoza, happy Monday. Leave some great questions. Tuber Turd Nation, man. Isn't that the truth? And I tell you what, we got some good tuber turds in here. All right, let me see how we're doing over here. Man, we're already getting questions in. I love it. Joe Everest has jumped in to check on what color shirt you're wearing. Wish they made that shirt in orange. Yeah. Wrangler doesn't do a lot in orange, but I tell you what, it's pretty cool. Says here I saw in Pennsylvania, 12-hour helper, says no experience, but how can I get it? I can make 20 within a year. And you know what? Man, the funny thing is, a really good apprentice probably could get up to 20 within a year, at least here in Texas, the way things are. And we're trying to get it where we do training in high schools. This is part of the legislature going on right now. And I got to tell you, I'm really all for it, just because if a guy can take, and I say a guy, I mean male, female, it doesn't matter to me. I've actually had a lady from Oklahoma messaging me and two from Canada messaging me about getting into the trades, coming up here, doing all kinds of things. So, man, it is really pretty cool. But, the thing is, within a year, you can make about 20 bucks an hour pretty easy, really. So it's interesting. Michael Brennan, how are we doing? And Ryan Rumke says, I'm from the UK and watch all your videos, with plumbing being very different from the States to the UK. I still find all your videos very informative. That's pretty neat, because we've actually reached out to James over on Plumber Parts about doing a collaboration. And I know that they're different, that things are different over there than they are over here. And I think him and I could have really a great conversation about that. Love to do it. Bonello Negma Gima. I'm going to get this right. Bonello Gima says, your videos are much useful. Thank you. You are more than welcome. Look, I love doing what I do. I'm actually really lucky to have the crew around me, the team around me. They make me look really, really good. So it is pretty cool. Austin, how we doing? Good to see you in here. Here's the thing, guys. If you've got questions, please jump over into the forum. There's a link to it scrolling across the bottom of the page. I believe that Liz has a link posted up on top. I am actually going to jump over into the chat or over into the forum right now. We've already got some questions here. So I want to jump in here. First question is Zach. Zach says, I really don't have a question. Just wanted to stop by and say, I'm glad you're someone who talks with his subscribers. A lot of YouTubers don't acknowledge everyone like you do. So thank you. And I hope you have a great day. I'm not able to stay, unfortunately. Well, Zach, number one, thank you for being here. I hope you're still here. Man, I appreciate all the feedback that I get. So it really is, it's pretty cool. Next one. Mason M says, do you use vans or box truck? Whichever one it is, you use what brand and how big are they, like a F650? What we actually use is we use the Ford Transit, not the little bitty one, the big one. And we have the extra long extended cab and extra tall. And I got to tell you, I love it. I can get up in there and walk around without any problem. And man, it's pretty cool. Dion Potgeister, how are we doing in here again today? Thank you for the super chat. I'm trying to find it here. I hope everything's going well with you. Good to have you in here as always. And I almost missed that because I was over in the forum. Jump back over here. Julie says, hello, Joe Everest. Hope you're well. Absolutely. Malinsek, have a nice day. Thank you very much. My Gaster Generalis says, tinsmiths and plumbers in the U.S. sharing the same workshop store. It's common here in Europe. Yeah, over here it is too. Plumbing and HVAC, we do a lot of stuff together. Now, Dust says, hello from the Netherlands. And Pro Gamer 120, good to have you in here as always. So back over into the forum real quick. Boom, boom, boom. There it goes. Jesse says, Just turned 40 and looking for a career in plumbing. Now I have zero experience, but some mention I should try to get hired as a helper. Is that a good idea? Man, I got to tell you, Jesse, I think that's phenomenal. And here's why. I've seen people in the trades start out as an apprentice at 55 years old. So, I mean, think about that. If you're starting out at the age of 55, 10, 15 years down the road, you're going to be old enough that you're like, hey, look, I'm ready to slow down. At the age of 40, say you got into either a PHCC training program, the UA training program, or you just went to work for a company, but you're really good at putting up money. By the age of 65 or 70, you've got 25, 30 years in. You've got time to put up a nice savings to where you're not going to be working forever. Hello, Miss Liz. How are you doing? And Joe says hello back. I love that. So what should I put in the resume to get it since you're boss to get plumbers helpers? Joseph, here's the thing is it's not what you put in the resume, put in it what you've been doing. If you're turning in a resume to get a job, be honest with them. Tell them what you've been doing, how you've been doing it, and what kind of skills you have. And I say that because the big thing about it is, look, most people aren't going to have a lot of experience, and most people understand that. So my big thing to you is always be honest, come in, tell people what it is you bring to the table. And if it's, look, I'm just a hard worker. I love learning. I want to be a plumber when I grow up. I believe in it. I think the trades are great, and I want to learn from a company. If I got a job here, what would you teach me? How would you teach me to become a plumber? And what is that going to do for me? And when you can talk to people like that and explain it to them like that, it really is pretty cool. Let me see here. Next question in the forum. Make sure I get this one right. I think I jumped off. Boom, there it goes. Tyler says, what advice do you have for someone who is younger looking to start a plumbing company? Number one, and this is a great question because I get this a lot. If you're young and you want to start a plumbing company, get started as quick as you can, learning to be the very best and learning everything that you can. Here's the thing. Starting a company is easy to do. Making money at it, surviving, that's the hard part. And people, and look, I see people all the time that literally they just got their license, they lied on paperwork, they got their master's license, they started their own company, and they went broke. And the problem with that is you need good experience to make things like that happen. So what I would tell you, Tyler, is plan on spending, 5 years, maybe 10 years getting experience and learning everything that you can. There's nothing worse than starting a company and not knowing what you're doing. Then you've got to rely on other people. What I would tell you is do everything that you can to learn as much as you can each and every day. And the good thing is if you want to start your own company and you know that right now, start planning for it. And what I mean by that is, number one, never stop learning. Number two, continuously focus on being the very best you can be. Because if you want to open your own company one day, you want to be the best, not the worst. You literally want to do everything that you can to try to have the best company, to recruit the best people, to hire the best people. And I'm telling you, somewhere down the road, you're literally going to have people that come apply for you that you've either worked with before or want to work with or something like that. And it's kind of crazy, but the thing is, if you're focusing on being the very best, you always will be. All right. Next question in the forum. Sammy says, how would or how should someone who has some experience approach side work? And I got to tell you, side work is something that I don't agree with here in Texas. Now, I'm not sure where you're at, but here in Texas, if you're doing side work and you don't have your master's license, you don't have it registered, you don't have insurance, you could literally lose your license and never get to do electrical work again. And that's plumbing, electrical, HVAC, anything you need a license for. So, Sammy, number one, I say be very careful at it. Like I said, I'm not sure where you're located, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that you work on, somebody asked a while ago about starting their own company. If you're younger and you're wanting to start your own company, or you're an electrician or a plumber and you want to work on the side, make sure you get insurance. Make sure that you set things up so that legally you are covered. Because if you don't, and somebody files a claim or a grievance or something at the State Board of Plumbing Examiners, or TDLR in your case, you don't want to put yourself in a position where anybody can look your license up and you've got discrepancies against you because you did something wrong. And don't get me wrong, people can't just go in and put stuff in there. They've got to prove it, but you don't want to put yourself in that situation. Saxon Senior says, hello, Roger. I'm Saxon from Kenya, Africa, and I'm a plumber. I love your videos on plumbing services. Thank you very much. We love it. Zoltan says, you have problems with your boss telling you you're not better than you, or he's not better than you. Here's the deal. If you get up and study plumbing every day and try to be the very best, you've got a good shot at being better than most of the people that you work around. So, man, all I can tell you, if you want to be a good plumber, keep studying, keep learning, and keep trying to become the very best. It really will make all the difference in the world. Oh, let me see here. Nate says, or MP says, sorry about that. Hey, Roger, what's your preferred connection for fixture stop valves? An angle stop is my favorite. I like sweat by compression. Some plumbers like compression by compression. There's a lot of different options out there. I literally love just old sweat by compression stops. Hook a flex connector up, it makes it really easy. And I'm actually getting ready to do a video at the house replacing mine because I want to go to the quarter turn valves. So I'm going to do that just to make a new video. Pretty neat. Rec Clan, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And the Nightbot has things set up right there. If you want to ask questions, go over here. I will make sure that these get answered. And Miss Amber's got it too. Gotta love it. Zancheng Janrik says, love from Beijing. Good to have you in here. Want to say hello to Dylan Villanueva. Says, Roger, met you down at SGI Expo. Just wanted to say, hey, great, down-to-earth guy. It was a pleasure meeting you. Look, man, people laugh at me all the time because they'll see my videos. They'll meet me in person. They hear me speak on stages, whatever it is I'm doing. And I always hear the same thing. It's like, Roger, it doesn't matter where you're at. You're the same guy. And man, my thing is, I wouldn't know how not to be. So it's kind of funny, but it does happen. But I'm telling you, I love the fact that I get to do what I want to do. I get to get out and meet people, and I have fun doing it. Captain Comrade says, have you had issues with customers not paying or being complete holes? You get those customers. The thing is, you try to vet them out beforehand. You always want to ask them, who's going to be paying, who's going to take care of this? Do you own the house or are you renters? It does happen. And man, I hate to say that, but it does happen. What we found out is there are ways to avoid it. Not always, because basically if somebody wants to do you wrong, they're going to, it's going to happen. and there's not a lot you can do about it. We just try to ask a lot of the right questions up front. The thing is, most people that are legit, and they're going to be honest with you. You can tell they've been in their house for a while. There's a lot of different things to look at. But the cool thing about it is most people want to pay you. Most people are good. They want fair work for fair pay. And that's why it works. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Back into the forum. Kind of like this new forum. I hope y'all do. So Yosef says I asked you about plumber's helpers. What can I do on my resume to get owner's attention since you're an owner? I really want it for people he will hire. You know, the thing is, Yosef, you've got to be you. You've got to explain why you want this job, what you're good at, what your skill sets are, or what you think you can bring to the table. And if it's, look, I'm a hard worker, I'm always on time, I'm this and this, but don't put things in there that aren't going to be true. And I know it's crazy, but I mean, most people that are hiring apprentices, especially green apprentices, they just want to look and see, has anybody had a job before? Have they worked? Call that company and say, hey, did they show up on time? I mean, that's really a big deal, showing up on time, because when the owner schedules meetings, people need to be there. And we do a morning huddle every day. And if I've got plumbers that aren't here, man, it's not good. Back over into the chat real quick. Zoltan Cesar says, hello, USA. How are you doing? Good to have you in here. Zian Ching Genrick says, takeout. Guess I missed something there. Here is the link to questions. Miss Amber Mendoza, thank you so much. Yeah, I do. Banana gaming, I do. I like that too. My supervisor don't let me go out. I'm not sure what that's about. Greetings from Germany. Gamer LP 120 says, I watch your videos and they're really cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You know, did I miss one? I guess I did. Don Terralio says, hey, Roger, I'm a plumber from Switzerland. What's the water main pressure in Switzerland? It's about 16 bar, 232 PSI. Wow. 232 PSI would probably blow houses apart over here. Don, what I'll tell you is, over here, when home inspectors go inspect a house, they tell homeowners that it should be between 40 and 80. I just upped my sister's in Austin to 60, and that gave her more pressure. Her pump was set at 60, and she's not on city water, so that's why there's a pump there. But I'll tell you, at my house, it's 100 PSI. So the water mains are about 100. Most homes don't require a pressure reducing valve or anything like that. But as the city of Dallas grows further out, they're going to have to put in pressure reducing valves, because they're going to have to up the pressure to get it out that far. So, man, it is what it is. Zoltan, man, not very many people have ever asked me for help. So just because they know me, I'm joking. Meant to put no on the form and accidentally put roofing. You're good, man. Joshua says, I just recently bought an MV800 ditch witch, high drop excavator. Love those excavators. It's been pretty awesome, especially around sewer plant and hard to dig leaks around gas lines and phone lines. I'll tell you what, when we're around gas lines, we dig by hand. Even my dig crew, it's like, you know what? Not going to mess with it. Isaiah 92 says, what's up, Roger? Just started Facebook and Instagram ads, instantly regretting it. What are your thoughts on Facebook ads? You know, I think if you're a plumbing company owner, Isaiah, I'm not big on ads. I'm big on social media posts. Just put posts out there, get people's attention, bring them great value, and man, do everything that you can. It'll make it a whole lot better. We have the great Sean Strong in the house. If you are not, man, if you're not connected with him on Instagram, boom underscore the plumber, great guy. Sean, good to have you in here. And, you know, you belong under the house. Sorry, just kind of is what it is. Love you, man. You know it. Such a good guy. Let me scroll down here. So Dion Potgaster says, I'm good, thanks. What torch setup do you use? I've got a map gas torch. I actually like the turbo torch. I've got a turbo torch. I've got a Presto light. I've got a couple of map gases. I don't like them as much because they have a bigger flame. I like a small flame that really, man, I can control. And it does. It helps me a lot. Now, don't get me wrong. I hate carrying that B tank around all the time, but I never run out of gas. So it is. And I say that. I have run out of gas. It's not very often. Let me see. I think I did this one here already. Double check. Yep, did that. Okay, this is really pretty cool. And the next question in the form, Beast is in plumbing. How did you get such cool people to work for you? I tell you what, and this is really good because whether it's my marketing team, whether it's my office people, whether it's the plumbers in the field, I think I've got great people. And I actually went down to Houston, met with a plumber down there, and he's actually moving to Dallas now because he wants to work at our company. So he came up a couple of weeks ago and applied, and can't wait to get him up here. I'm so excited. It's just, this young man has the most amazing attitude. And you know, and the good thing is, Beast, I can't tell you why people come here. I think it's because of the culture that we have. And, you know, we lost an apprentice recently who has a college degree, was getting back into what his degree is, still attached to plumbing. So, man, I understand it. And he's a great guy. And I mean, it broke our hearts for him to leave. But I mean, it was hard on him too. And, you know, the thing is, and he told me in there, he says, look, I got to tell you, I don't think there's ever been a better plumbing company. He says, y'all have a culture and people, and everybody here wants to do things right. They want to learn to get better, and they want to take care of their customers. And I'm telling you what, to me, it doesn't get any better. So Beast, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Next one. And guys, if you've got questions you want to get guaranteed that they get answered, please jump over into the questions forms at thetradesacademy.com/questions. All right, next one here. Steve says, my friend needs a drain snaked and has copper sewer pipes. He wants to do it himself, but I'm afraid he might damage the line. Here's what I would tell him if he's got a copper sewer pipe is be very careful. Use a small head that's not going to get in there with big teeth and try and tear it up. I don't know what condition it's in, but one thing I might think about is hydrojetting it instead. That way, really, you're just rinsing off and washing the inside of the pipe. Not anything as abrasive as a sewer machine, but I'm telling you, it can be done. Good question, Steve. Thank you. All right, I'm going to jump back over here because I believe I've got another super chat. Yeah, it says my dad has a small porta pack, but acetylene is expensive. People are also using LP gas and oxygen. And man, I get it. And I've got one of those small portable packs too. I love the fact that I can carry an oxyacetylene rig under a house, like if I'm brazing and I really need heat and I don't have a lot of air blowing. Sorry, I just started laughing. You'll see why here in a second. Anyway, I love having the small mixed kit because if I do need that extra heat, if I'm under a house brazing and there's not enough oxygen under there, I can use an oxyacetylene rig. But I got to tell you, it can suck all the oxygen or burn all the oxygen out of the room. I've got under there and got to working before and got really dizzy. So, be very careful if you ever get in a situation like that. It really can be bad. I'm gonna jump down here because this is what made me laugh. Sean says off topic, but I found out I've been laying on an old cat skeleton. Neat. Was it male or female? Because it's going to tell me a little bit about you. Just throwing that out there. Just curious. Uh, you know what, Sean? You're a great guy, brother. You really are. I like what you're doing and the way you're doing it. All right, back over into the forum. This forum's pretty cool. I want to know what y'all think about it. Do me a favor and leave me a message here in the chat and let me know. Do you like it? Do you not? So Saxon, and really Saxon, this is a good question. He's in plumbing. Says, hello, Roger. Do you do online teaching like giving certificates? I'm in Africa, in Kenya, and I like your videos on plumbing. I've got a course that I've put together for plumbing, and we're working on growing it. We're trying to get some trainers built to where we can do more video here in the studio. The problem is the person we hired ran off with our money, a lot of bad things. But the big thing about it is we've got some other people that are going to work and help us out. They found out about it. And the neat thing about it is we want these trainers in here so we can really show people a great way to see. So Saxon, I don't have any kind of certificate. And even if I created one, nobody in Kenya is going to give you any credit for what I tell them you went through. Even here in the United States, I'm not a Department of Labor educated or Department of Labor approved training program. So even if I gave people over here certificates, it wouldn't be worth anything. But my idea is if I can make videos and teach people how to do plumbing the right way, it's definitely going to help them out. Sean says, I don't discriminate. I like all cats the same. See, I heard that about you. That's pretty good. Liz M says, hey, Roger, watched your video about how to nail a plumbing interview and got pretty good results overall. I love that. I was told I did not look like a plumber, but I'd get a shot because of the questions I asked. And Luis, man, to me, that is phenomenal. And here's what I'm going to tell you is a lot of times most people will not ask questions, meaning if you come in an interview with me and I tell you about the job and I tell you about what your daily work is going to entail, what tools you might need, what you can expect to learn, stuff like that. And we get through and I say, hey, have you got any questions? And you're like, nope. It lets me know you're not thinking about things. So Luis, I think that is phenomenal because one of my big things is I want people that want to grow and learn. And I want them to come in and tell me, hey, look, what's in this for me? If I come to work for you, I'm going to bust my hump for you. But what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of this? Because I want to train people. I want them to understand that, man, there's a lot to it. And you need to be asking questions as much as I do. That's how we get to figure each other out. So, man, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. All right, back over into the forum. Click. This does take a little bit longer, but it's probably because we're live streaming. I know that takes puts a load on it. Cody says, why don't more stores stock PEX-A? I think it's because that they think homeowners won't have the stuff to do it. I mean, I hate to say that, but I really think that that's the reason. There's a lot of plumbers that don't have the tools to do PEX-A properly. So, man, Cody, I know that's not much of an answer, but I really think that that's the biggest problem is that, number one, it's not just having the tools, but knowing how to do it, knowing how to do it right. If you mess up, knowing how do you come in and fix it, which don't get me wrong, it's kind of hard to mess up, but it can be done. So, man, I hope that helps you out. click on the next one there while I jump over into the chat. I like this. I like the form, but I didn't see Painter on there. Adam, I'll have to work on that, man. Steve Harlow in the house. Good to see you here. Sean, you and me, brother. I've been getting up every morning for the last 2 weeks, getting on the treadmill and trying to do the things I need to do. Try to not be fat. That's what it is. There's your link to join the YouTube channel. I love that. Oh man, I pressed the wrong button over here. So let me click on that and see if it'll go back. There we go. How's everybody doing today? Did everybody have a good weekend? And I say that because I got to go to my niece's wedding down in Austin. Got to spend time with my sister and brother down there out on Lake Travis. And I got to tell you, man, I love Austin, love going down there. But, getting to get down there and see family and spend time with them. My sister had a problem in her water pump house. So I ended up actually plumbing almost all day Saturday, but it was fun. All right. So the next question is from Robert. This is a good one. Robert says, hey, Roger, I was wondering in reference to your green gobbler video, and if you haven't seen it, pretty good. Are there any products like that actually work? I've tried all sorts of stuff, including animal fluids and such. I don't know what animal fluids that you tried and really don't want to know, Robert. But the thing is, here's what I'll tell you is I don't think most products like that work. That's why I tell people, look, invest in a plunger, invest in a small handheld snake. You can get the snakes that actually attach to your cordless drill, and those things work pretty dadgum good. I do not know of any, I'm gonna call them snake oil type stuff. Haven't seen any of those that actually work well, but anything can happen. All right, waiting on the next one there. Austin, you got in a shop, tell them to, thank you, sir. All right, where are we right here? LT says, so glad we're keeping our board, no TDLR. And I don't know that all that is actually decided yet. I've got to go in and look at all the stuff I've been looking at here lately. But I will tell you this. The one I'm happy about is that they are looking at what they can do to get plumbing courses into the high schools. And I think that's great because, man, if we could get, even if it's 1,000 new apprentices a year that come out with some training and could possibly jump in as tradesmen, to me, that would be phenomenal. And I'm telling you, I think that it would be great. Jump in the chat real quick. Long says, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, I hope that this happens. In kicks, man, I don't just hire people on here like this. The only way we hire people is if they come in, talk to Amber, talk to Julie, fill out all the paperwork, take an Orion test. I mean, we have a very strict screening process, but I got to tell you, I love it. It works. Luis, man, you're welcome. I love what I do. We do enjoy what we do. Chris Schultz says, Roger, what's your take on polybutylene in a house on a well? My home has it, no leaks, built in 97. I'll tell you where you're doing good. And Chris, the only good thing about it is you're on well water, so you don't have a lot of chlorine in it. Chlorine is what was eating up the PB pipe over here. It was damaging it from the inside. And man, that's just not good. It got to where even to today, I will not change things on a line like that. Meaning if it's broken, we don't come in and fix it, because if we put fittings on it and it cracks it, then they're going to say, well, now that leak's your fault and things like that. We just don't, man. I hate to say it, but we don't. Dan says, hey, Roger, any chance you launch a second channel dedicated to field work? The more reliable content on YouTube, the better. Love, from the Mitten Brother. Here's the thing. We are actually looking at, and not looking at, it's something we've done in the past. Tomorrow we're shooting some videos, and I'm actually going out to a job my guys worked on today. I'm going to crawl around under the house. It's a tunnel job. It's a big tunnel job. So we're going to get under there with cameras, the video crew, microphones, everything. So that'll be out in a week or two. Man, what we're constantly trying to do different things and good things. I like that you talk about videos dedicated to field work, because that's what the trainers we're trying to build are for. I've got a lot of videos that I want to make that I can't just pack up a crew and go to my house or somebody else's house every time this comes along. So what we're doing is we're building trainers that we can put here in the shop, and we can roll them in position and shoot different videos with them. So we're really excited about it. Man, Dan, that's a great question. Thank you. All right, jumping back over in the chat for just a minute. Liam, here's another one. I like this. Roger, use your NEO video, got a plumbing apprenticeship in the UK. So it worked across the pond. Liam, I'll take 25% of your salary for the first 5 years. No, I'm joking. Liam, man, congratulations. I think that's wonderful. Please stay in contact with us. Send messages every now and then. Jump into videos. Jump in the lives here. I think it's great. Man, that is fantastic. I'd like to hear how it goes, what you think of it, what all you're learning. And, tell me this while you're in the chat here. What part of the video or what was it you did that you think helped you get the job? Just asking. LT says he just purchased some merchandise. Man, I love it. I tell you what, it's so funny because when I wear my mask, people literally laugh. It does not matter where I go. And I think that is so funny. Then when I pull down my face and show them that it's me, it really gets funny. Oh, it just jumped on me. Yeah. Man, I hate when it does that. There we go. Jonathan Ray, good to have you in here. I hope everything is going well. Seen Shaw's pictures. He does good work. No, Sean does great work. And I say that because, look, I've seen his pictures too. There's a lot of plumbers that do good work, which will pass inspection. It's not perfect, but it looks good. Sean goes out of his way to do great work, and I love that. So thank you very much. Oh, Don, man, that sounds cool. Great weekend. Ready to go to Boca Chica? I am ready. Me and Julie are getting ready to go on vacation. I need to figure something out. I'm ready. LT, I keep seeing your comment about it, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe something happened today that I hadn't seen yet, but I'll get in there. If we are keeping the board, I think that's wonderful. But you never know. Next question. Keegan Jepson says, hey, Roger, I'm a correctional officer in Iowa. You should see some of the things inmates try to flush down the toilets. Think you would get a kick out of it. And I'll tell you what, Keegan, I'm going to change the link down here right now, because if you will go over to this subreddit right here, you can post pictures, you can post video. Join the subreddit. If y'all hadn't done it yet, man, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Sean Strong is very active in there, does a lot of things, really kind of helps run it. And I got to tell you, the cool thing about it is we get some hilarious videos, pictures, all kinds of stuff. And the neat thing is we take that out and we make videos with it. All right, jumping back over into the forum real quick. All right. Donnie says, hello, I'm inspired to go through a certificate program at my local college and be hired on as an apprentice. I would like to know what math specifically should I study. Long story short, I suffered a bad head injury in the military and have had to relearn certain concepts. I've forgotten and I don't want to look stupid. I have some books on current codes coming in the mail to use as a guide of sort. We've got a link in our videos to the 2018 Uniform Plumbing Code Study Guide. And what's neat about it is, and I've got videos, Donnie, that I teach people how to use this. But basically what I tell people is if you go to the back, the answers are there. And the neat thing about it is I go to the back where the answers are, then I go to the front and I mark all the correct answers in yellow. And I know you can barely see that, but so right there, you can see that I highlight the correct answers in yellow. So then what I do is I literally read it like a book. I mean, I will just read the question and read the answer, read the question and read the answer. And I do this. And I mean, this thing's only, it's under 200 pages. And God, the last 30 pages or so are the answers. Yeah, it's 184 pages of questions. But think about it, there's only 7 or 8, maybe 10 questions per page. So it really doesn't take that long to read through it. So I'll read through this 2 or 3 or 4 times. Then after I'm done reading through it, I'll go through and I'll take a paper. I'll cover up the correct answers, read the question, and see if I know the answer. If I do, I just go right to the next one and then go right to the next one. And the reason I do that is I want to find ones that I don't know. And if I ever guess, I mark it in pink. Okay. And what I mean is the question number out to the side. So if I have to guess or if I miss it, I mark it in pink. That way I know the answers to all the other ones. And here's what's good about it. The way I do it, all you're doing is reading the question and the correct answer, nothing else. Then what I do is I go through and study just the pink ones. And I do the exact same thing. Read the question, read the answer. Read the question, read the answer, and keep going through that book. Then the morning of, or the night before my exam, I read through it one more time. The next morning, I read through it one more time. And I'm telling you, I do very well on it. So I hope that that'll help. I think it's a great study guide. Donnie, tell me this, where are you located at and what college or school or training is it you're looking at going at? And the reason I'm asking is that I think PHCC is great. I think the union's got a good training program. If I were wanting to become a plumber, I don't know that I would pay to go to school. I think I would try to find a job working for somebody where they will pay me to go to school. Mr. Steve says, I know I asked this a few weeks ago, can't find my notes, but where can I get a flat rate book? And mahalo to you. We need to talk about that one offline, Steve. If you'll send me a message, here's what I'll do. Number one, I joined an organization. Me and Julie figured it out the other day. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I've spent about $60,000 with them for training, for education, for straightforward pricing guide, for all kinds of different things. And actually, we were in training 2 weeks ago in San Antonio. I've got 3 plumbers going through service essentials, or actually 2 plumbers and Amber going through service essentials tomorrow, to where they teach the plumbers what to do when they get to a job, what questions to ask, how to go through things. It's really a neat deal. But sending them to that, so there's a lot of training about, and all that's free. Neat thing is the relationships you make. I've got a friend of mine who's actually in town to learn. They are actually going to come by and find me tomorrow. We're going to go out and have dinner. So, man, you make great relations all around the country. And it was so neat because while we were in San Antonio, there's so many people that we hang out and do different things with. So it really is, it is pretty cool. But contact me, Steve, and we will talk about that. Thank you very much. Next question is from Jeremy. Jeremy says, how do I get into the plumbing trade? Man, this is a great question. And it's really, how do you get in any trades? And I've got a free mini course on my YouTube channel. Go up the top right-hand corner, go down in the description. The free mini course asks you questions to help you figure out, do you want to do commercial or residential? Do you want to do service or new construction? Do you want to do union or non-union? And I'm telling you, it's worth it because, and I know you can ask Sean, you can probably ask Steve, you can ask me. When I got in the trades, I just knew I was going to be a plumber. I had no idea what kind of plumber. And in that free mini course, those questions can actually be asked of anybody in the trades, any trade. Do you want to be commercial or residential? Do you want to be new construction or service? Do you want to be union or non-union? And I talk about each one to help you answer those questions. And I think I've got it set up pretty good. And the cool thing is, I've done all this so long that, and I've got experience in every one of those different areas. So I think that it helps out a lot. And I will tell y'all, I'm answering questions over in the forum. I believe that there is a link up at the top, and it's been pasted a few times throughout here. So what I'll tell you is, please just check it out. If you want your questions answered, please get over there and ask it, and I'll make sure that that happens. All right. Oh, this should be a good one. This is almost scary. This is almost scary. Let's see how it comes out. When you get up in the morning, what resources or websites are you using to study the trades? You know what? Great question, Sean Strong. And that's Mr. Strong, the handsome and highly intelligent. So if you do not know, it asks you on here, what name do you like to be called? And of course, he put Mr. Strong, the handsome and highly intelligent. And if you don't know him, check him out. Boom the Plumber, at boom_the plumber on Instagram. Man, Sean is a great guy. Sean, here's the deal. I like cleaner. I like plumber. I like, was it PHP Pro? PHC Pro. Let me check and make sure. Just want to make sure I'm getting that one right. And I'll tell you why here in just a second. I believe it's 26. Yeah, PHC Pro. Here's why that one's a big deal. They're interviewing me next Monday for a cover story for their May issue, I think. So really looking forward to that. But here's the cool thing is, you get stories about new tools, new equipment, new technology. And I talk about that all the time. If you want to be in the top 5% of the industry, in whatever industry you're in, and I've got roofers in here, I've got electricians in here, all kinds of people, it really doesn't matter. If you want to be in the top 5% of your industry, study every morning. You can get on the website, you know, nowadays, and those are just online magazines that I read, but now I'm also studying social media and things like that and doing different things. So I probably spend 2 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 hours a day studying. I come in work early, I stay late. So, I mean, I've got time for it, but it works. It helps me more than anything that I do. And whenever I was talking earlier about young man wanting to open his own company, the thing that I'll tell you is that if you study and you always try to be the very best, I'm telling you, it'll pay off. And it's not that you study to know everything, you study so there's less that you don't know anything about. And when I hear about new tools, new equipment, new technology, I can look at it and say, hey, is this something I want to look at, learn more about, invest in, whatever it is? The cool thing about it is, man, look, if it can help me get ahead of other people in the industry, and it can help me do my job better as a plumbing company owner. If it can help my plumbers get their job done faster, there's a lot of things that we can do to make it all better. So, Sean Strong, great question, brother. Next question is from Michael. Michael says, I'm 13, want to get into the trade. What is the dirtiest job you have done in your career? You know, I mean, it's got to be plumbing. Now, if you mean dirty, just look, I've come home covered from head to toe in mud, pretty much covered head to toe in poop. Not really, but it was poop water. It can happen. If something like that freaks you out, you got to say, man, look, I can't do that. The thing is, you prepare yourself mentally. You know it's going to happen. There's nothing that can get on you that can't wash off. And I know there's disease and stuff like that, and the world's changed a lot. But I'll tell you, I don't have very many days where I actually ever touch poop, and by many, I mean like maybe one a year. So don't let that stop you, scare you, slow you down, anything like that. This is a great trade to be in. And people that listen to me all the time know that I tell people, I think in the next 5 years, plumbers are going to be making about $100 an hour on the check. And I say that because of supply and demand and the way it's working. Here's a good question from Ken. Says, how do you prevent a whistling toilet? And what I would tell you is probably your fill valve. You probably want to change it. There's probably something in there, and you may just be able to undo the top of it. And I've done this in one of my videos where if it's a ball cock or a fluid master type, you can take the top off, clean off that diaphragm washer in there. And man, a lot of times that'll take care of it. It's kind of funny, but it does happen every now and then. But normally they're not too bad. Normally it's something you can take care of yourself, Ken. Mike says, would I be able to be a plumber in Germany if I were to move there after becoming one in the United States? Or how could I find out if the trade is transferable? I don't know about going from the United States to Germany, but I know you can come from Germany to the United States, and you can definitely do it. And the reason I know that is I've worked with plumbers from Germany. I've worked with plumbers from, all around the country. I am going to do something different right now, I think. Okay, I'm going to show y'all something. I don't know how many of y'all have seen what I'm doing over on Instagram and the video that I did for Pfister. But I got to tell you, it is really pretty cool. I want to see if I can do something right here. Oh, wrong button. Boy, hope I didn't mess anything up. Good. All right, so Pfister's what I said. So here it is right here. I'm going to show y'all part of a little video. I think that Grayson has it in here for me to do. And just kind of show y'all. They've got a new faucet out that I'm telling you I think is pretty freaking cool. Basically, you can install this faucet in under 2 minutes, actually in under a minute. And they've actually had somebody install it in under 60 seconds. So I want to show y'all part of my video and see what y'all think. And that doesn't look like a video. It looks like a still clip. Ah, there it is right there. Okay, here we go. Come back to here. Now let me come down. Here we go. Y'all ready? Check this. Oops, sorry about that. I got to tell you, this thing is pretty cool. Now, I know that was spread up a little bit, but here's me doing it. Here we go. And I've already got my parts open and out. Now, I don't know how many of y'all actually install kitchen faucets for a living, but I would think most people here have. I love this because you look at this, you put that faucet in, you put that tool in, they actually give you an adapter to use on your cordless drill. So look at this. At 31 seconds, it's pretty much installed. You drop the sprayer, the head down in there, it click locks, and I'm telling you, it did not leak, it didn't drip, nothing at all. So here I am really at about 45 seconds, it's all done. So now I go under the counter. Now think about it, at this point, all you've got to do is hook up 2 water lines. Now, my house is a little bit different because I've got weird angle stops on there. So I have reducers coming off of it. But I'm telling you, this thing is really pretty cool. You screw that on, snap lock it right there on the top. And then all you got to do is put on the weight. Or I'm sorry, the weight was actually already put on. Yeah, there it is. So all I've got to do is hook up 2 water lines and turn it on. Right here, I'm at 1 minute and 20 seconds. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but what I am going to tell you is, can you imagine 80 seconds? And all I've got to do is finish putting the water on and turn it on. Can you imagine how much time, say you're on an apartment complex or condos or something like that, how much labor you can save installing this faucet? And I'll show these again in a little while, but I wanted to show it to y'all because I'm telling you, this was really a pretty cool deal. And if you haven't seen what they're doing, go over to my Instagram account @_Roger Wakefield. Isn't that right, Liz? So @_Roger Wakefield, and check it out. And man, it is pretty cool. And look at it. And here's why I do stuff like this. Think about it from a plumber or plumbing company owner's point of view. If you can install something like this and it can save you time and money, man, how good is that going to be for you? All right, let me jump back in over here real quick. I think I got a few behind. I am trying to answer questions in the forum. Make sure I got this one right. Okay. Getting used to this new form's a little bit different, but I'm telling you, it works. And I'll jump over in the chat here and just tell me if y'all like this new form or what you think about it. Okay, so that one is one we answered just a minute ago. Here we go. Green says, Green Ahmed says, Green here, do I need a certificate to work as a plumber? It really depends on where you're at. In most states and cities around the United States, yes. There are some states that have no requirements, or they have very lax requirements, meaning a general contractor can hire anybody and say they're a plumber. He's responsible for them, so anything at all is possible. So, it really depends on where you're at. Tell me this, Green, where are you located at, just out of curiosity? Okavana 28-ARD says, hello, how are you? Man, here you go. Steve says, have you had trouble getting water heaters, whether they're gas, electric, or tankless? The answer is yes. And I'm not the only one. Everybody's having trouble. I actually had Ferguson and Milwaukee come in and do a product knowledge session about a week ago. Guys, water heaters, materials like PVC, copper, any plastic, stuff like that, everything has gone up 25 to 30% in the last 2 or 3 months. And it's going to keep going up. Water heaters are the exact same way. I'm actually headed to Charlotte, not this Friday, but next Friday, to tour the plant, Charlotte Plastics. And man, it's crazy how much things have gone up, but they're having a hard time getting products just like everybody else is. And when I say products, they're having a hard time getting raw product to help them in manufacturing. Imagine, we're having a hard time getting steel from China, but we've still got to build water heaters. So there's a lot of things going on, and man, it's going to be tough. And my thing is, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I'll tell y'all, man, if you can afford it, stock up on it, anything you can right now, because it's going to get bad. Next question. Javier says, hello, Roger. Looking to do service and live in Austin, Texas. Do you know of any open shop or apprentice plumbing companies that's good to learn from? Yes. And that's not a long question. You did good. Javier, here's what I'd say. There's a company called American Eagle out of Hutto. Not sure where you live, but that's a good one. If you, let me see, do service, the only company that I ever worked for down there isn't there anymore. So, that's the only one I know of down there right now. I could reach out to some people though. So if you want to send me a message, I'll find out how to get back in touch with you and see what we can come up with. Let's see what I got here. I'm gonna mess this name up. Not intentionally though. Parity says most of the plumbing in the United States are internally routed through the house, but in India, most of the plumbing, except some of it, is on the outer side of the building, and it's easier to maintain. And you know what, man, I bet you're right. And what I mean by that is I'm going to look at a job tomorrow that we're actually going to video me climbing up under tunnels up under a house because we had to tunnel under there to make repairs. And I've done a plumbing video, plumbing United States compared to India, and y'all do a lot of things different, but like chipping out the concrete wall and making a repair in there, like it's phenomenal. Y'all are really doing some neat things. It's interesting how different parts of the world, we all do things different. So it is interesting, but I love seeing it because I do think it's neat the way that we do things different. And I think we can all learn from each other. Okay, back over into the chat. And I'm right here, so let's move on from here. Crestline Iceberg says, hello, everyone. Ian Kick says, thanks so much, Roger. Appreciate what you're doing. Man, look, I love this. I get to live the dream, man. This is pretty cool. Jonathan Palomino says, Roger, how much does a journeyman make in Texas? And really, it depends on what kind of journeyman you are, how good you are. What kind of work do you do? Is it commercial? Is it residential? Liz, if you need to step out, you can. What kind of work do they do? Or what kind of work do you do? Is it commercial? Is it residential? Is it service? Are you in sales? Do you get paid commission? Is it straight hourly? Is there a bonus? So there's a lot of different things. So, man, it's tough to answer. A journeyman in Texas should make at least 25, 30 bucks an hour, no matter where you're at. If you're good and you've got experience, you can do that really easy. Edward the Great One says, current pest control tech and looking to become a plumber. Best bet to get into the field. Relocating to Phoenix in a couple of months. Open shop or union. The thing I would tell you, Edward, is go look at my free mini course. It's going to ask you questions to help you figure out what kind of plumber you want to be. And once you figure that out, you'll figure out the open shop versus the union. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? You want to do residential or commercial? A lot of different things there. Brother Saxon, I love supporting and helping plumbers. I think it's amazing. Colton, this is a good one. I've been talking to Virgil, one of my video people on the marketing team. He says that he's got people in the Dallas area that are in construction. So, if we can get into a house without getting in trouble and hopefully get into like a neighborhood where we can shoot the underground, the top out, the fixtures, everything, man, I'd love to. Can a faucet be so bad that water makes it softer and breaks it over time? Muhammad, I don't think it's that water makes it softer, you get calcium and magnesium buildup, and that starts destroying it. So yeah, it's possible that it can be very bad. Liam, thank you. Man, dude, definitely stay in touch. What is the best PEX pipe for repiping? I like PEX A. Uh, everybody likes something different, but you just got to figure out what you're more comfortable with working with. I will tell you this on PEX pipe, I believe in upsizing. That way you don't redo the reduced size fittings. You can create a flow issue, not pressure, but flow. You can still have the same amount of pressure, but when you open 10 different faucets, now you don't have enough flow, enough volume, and people are going to notice it. Andrew says, did you ever work commercial? Andrew, here's the cool thing. I've done residential, I've done commercial, I've done service, I've done new construction. I was non-union, union, and now non-union again. So I've done a little bit of everything. That's why I make videos about all of it. I'm probably one of the best people to talk to about any of it because I've done it all, and I've got lots of experience at all of it. I was in the plumbers union for 24, 25 years, and I've started out as a plumber, moved up to superintendent, and then director of operations. So I've done a lot of it. I like this. There you go. This is how you become a tuber turd. It's what it's all about. Let's see here. Sean Strong, you must be my long lost brother. When Roger was talking about your work, it sounded exactly like me. That's what it's all about. All right. Let me see here. Back over into the form. Okay, let that pull up. Steve, thank you, brother. So Parity says, why are the urinal toilet seat connected to the same waistline? And sinks and shower drains in UA and USA and Europe and European countries. In India, we have separate waistlines. And that's probably really better because y'all probably collect your gray water and use it for irrigation and do things with it. So good for you. Steve, you're more than welcome, brother. Steve says insulation on the popping from the water heater code. I've seen it, but never seen it done. I want to say that you're supposed to insulate the first 18 inches, start from 6 inches up. It is required here in Plano. Go 6 inches up and then insulate it from there to the wall. And I think they even call for it on hot and cold. So it's kind of crazy. My brothers. Oh man, Jake says I'm 30 years old and I do framework and my hand looks like a 65-year-old man. How's your hands look and feel? I got to tell you, my hands don't look too bad because I do a lot in here on the computers, social media, all that, which is really good. The problem with it is, I'm not out in the field very much, or very much anymore. When I was in Austin this last weekend doing plumbing on my sister's house, I mean, I'm literally down on the floor in the pump house trying to get in between a pressure tank, the rainwater harvesting vessel, the 3 filters, and squeeze in here to work. So, I mean, man, I got to tell you, oh man, Jake, I was in some bad positions and I felt it. It hurt. And it was like, man, my body was killing me Sunday morning when I got up. Next question, long hair, is that an option? You know what? Half my plumbing career, I had hair down to my waist. So it really doesn't matter. And So Pete wants to know, says, Roger, do you do any training for people wanting to get into plumbing? We do. In the free mini course, there's a link to get over, and it's the very basics of plumbing, and we're adding stuff to that. So while we're waiting on the trainers, we're also putting together, as you see, I've got a shirt on that says the Trade Talks. We've got the Trades Academy, which is where all these questions are. And the neat thing about it is we are training people or helping train people to get into the trades and make more money. And I mean, think about it. We've had 3 or 4 people make comments about getting in and going through the interview process and getting a good job. So, what I'm trying to do is put together courses to help all kinds of people that want to get into the trades. Number one, help them figure out what kind of trade they want to get into, but then also help them do better at the interview, understand a lot of different things, understand that, look, we all start at zero. I knew nothing about plumbing before I got into it, and most of us didn't. Now, we may have known a little bit because our dad or a friend, or maybe we worked on plumbing around the house or something. But to be honest, most of us knew nothing about plumbing and really didn't want to until we got into it. But once we got into it, then it was like, okay, now I want to learn more. So what we're doing, we're putting a course together to help people learn how to excel and become the very best in the trades. And I think it's neat because we've been gathering information for years now. So this is going to be cool. Heather Alston Hollis says, what's up, man? Just the bills. They keep going up. They never come down. It's kind of crazy, but we're having fun. There you go. Sean says, more than happy to answer questions and discuss my experience getting into plumbing. If anyone wants, boom, the plumber right there. Such a good guy. JV says, would you do a video on how to read prints, mark holes for drilling to run DWV and supply? I've got to see if I've got any prints that I could do that on. Man, it's been so long since I've worked with blueprints or needed them that I don't know what I've got. I could try to find something, and I'll see what I can do. Whereas that would be great. Dan Nem says, it's fun to see how you do things in the United States. Much of the stuff you do, I can't do as a plumber in Sweden. If I, for example, put a fitting in the wall, I can get my license taken away. Wow. Do you have issues looking good? Man, I was just born this way. Can't help it. Sexy, good looking. Well, no hair. Sorry. Never mind. Jacob says, is Penn Foster Online Career College worth it if you want to become a plumber? I'm not going to tell you no, but what I will tell you is I think I would check out PHCC first, because if you can get in with PHCC's got companies that are hiring people, and PHCC is investing in training because they want the best plumbers. Or not PHCC. The companies that are in PHCC are investing in their plumbers because they want the best trained people. So just saying, man, it's a possibility that you could get in with somebody, get a job, do well, and have them pay for it. So it could be pretty cool. Brady says, another thing I noticed is that most of the plumbing in a house is routed through the inside of the house. Yeah, external routing, easier to make. Man, you're so on it right there. And this is a good thing right here, and you're so right. Crazy Simple says many different ways to do plumbing. And, I used to teach continuing education for the union. And one of my big deals was always in talking to a class, and I normally had a big class, had 43 people in it, whatever they'd allow, 43, 45, it's been a while. But the funny thing about it is I always told them, I said, look, plumbing is very forgiving. All 44 of us could plumb this house or plumb this building in, and it could be legal. It could pass inspection. It could be by code. Now, one of us is going to do it the cheapest, most inexpensive way. Somebody else is going to do it the most expensive way, but it's still going to be right either way. We could all 44 put it in 44 different ways and it'd be right. So that's the cool thing about plumbing is look, there are different ways to do it, but it's still going to be right. So the thing to learn is how do you do it right to where you can save money by putting it in more efficiently and spending less money on labor and materials. That is the biggest thing there is. And you know what, Mike, like I said a while ago, I don't know the answer to this. What I will tell you is I know plumbers can move from Germany here. They've just got to prove that they've been doing plumbing, that they have a license and things like that. So Casey Morales, how are you doing? Good to have you in here. Says, hey, Roger, do you know how different plumbing is from California to Oklahoma? We're moving our company and are thinking we should work with an Oklahoma plumbing company first to learn the areas and the code before we just jump in starting up the company with running situations that may be different. I think that's a good idea. And to be honest, Casey, what I would tell you is y'all could actually come down here to Texas because climates are about the same, codes are about the same. There's a lot of similarities, and work with a company here in Texas that's already doing things and doing things right. I mean, look, it's a lot different from California. We use PVC, y'all use ABS. So there'd be an opportunity to get down here and get closer and seeing what you think about it. The good thing about it is, and look, you can also find plumbing companies in the Oklahoma area. Just do a Google search, figure out who you want to work for, and go do it. Go there, work 2 to 3 months, something like that. Or if you've already got your trucks and you're ready, come up here. You're going to figure it out as you go. The good thing is, I mean, man, you can always contact me or other companies in the area and say, hey, I'd like to figure out how to do this. Do something right here real quick, maybe. If we're not connected on LinkedIn, and connect with me. I'm doing some different stuff over there, and I'll put the link in here to my Instagram in a little bit, but we're doing some cool stuff all over the place. Oldor says, or Alidor says, hi from Canada. How are you? And that's neat because I get a lot of Canadians in here. So I really do enjoy that. There's the questions right there. tradesacademy.com/questions. Says Jamaica has great plumbers. And I got to tell you what, I think there's a lot of good plumbers over here in the United States. Not that Jamaica doesn't. I'm just saying I've worked around some really good ones. Yays85 says wax or no wax ring on toilet. And man, I got to tell you, we're still using the wax ring. I love it. I've done it for years. I'll play with that when I get my trainers built. That would be a good video for me to do. Wow. Dan Nem says you can't come to Sweden and just work. You still have to go to 3 years in school and then 2-year apprenticeship. Dan, what I'll ask you is that even if you're a plumber, like a journeyman plumber, a master plumber, anything like that, or is that just anybody? Guys, remember, if you've got a question, please jump over into the forum. There's a link up at the top. And right there on the crawler on the bottom of the page, thetradesacademy.com. And here's the thing, everybody that goes over there and actually asks questions, legitimate questions, we're going to be doing a deal. We're putting together the new program I told you all about, getting into the trades. We're going to be giving away some of those. And what we're trying to figure out is anybody who wants to, and I'll go ahead and put this in here just to have it. Oops. All right, so anybody who goes in here and we've got a new program we're putting together. So what I'm trying to do is get feedback. If you've learned anything in any of my videos, in any of these online sessions that we've done now for, gosh, almost a year, if you'll go in there and give me some feedback. What have you learned from me? What have I been able to help you with? What questions have I answered for you? What have I helped you overcome? Have I helped you get a job by watching a interview video? What kind of things have I done to help you? And if you'll give me feedback, we are going to give some of those away. Mike Hatfield says, thank you, Marcus. Would I need to speak German or would they have an English version of the test? I like that. Man, yeah, that would be tough. Nightbot says, there we go. There's the merchandise. I know we had 2 or 3 people earlier say, hey, we just went and bought some merchandise. David Morales Abrego. Casey, how is everything going? What is the charge for that 80s? Not sure what you mean there. Skip to the 58-minute mark for the faucet. I like that. And there you go. Captain says, not sure. Oh, new form is better. Good. I love that, man. Paul P, just a quick question. Do you rough in more wet venting or individual venting for fixtures? Just curious. And when I was roughing them in, it was more individual vents, not a lot of wet vents, but man, it's all good. How often do plumbers have to be on call 24 hours? It depends on who you work for. Our plumbers are never on call. We don't do emergency calls in the evenings or weekends. We will schedule some stuff and do some things, but man, we do not put our plumbers on call 24 hours a day. It's just not good. I don't think so. Okay, Dequan says, or Quan, what are the steps starting from zero to becoming a plumber's apprentice? I live in Houston, Texas, and considering joining Local 68. I'm excited, but a little overwhelmed about the process. Thanks for all the tips. Your channel has been very beneficial. And I don't have all the steps written down like that. Number one, I'm assuming you've already been talking to them at Local 68. Great thing to do. And I've got a bunch of videos about getting into the trades. I would say go watch those. There's a lot of different things on a lot of different videos. I've never done a video just, hey, I'm going to sit here and tell you day one of getting into the trades to day last about starting your own company. What I would tell you is get in there, look at the different things, figure out what would work best for you, and it'll work. Ken Patterson, how are you doing? So dropping by to show my support for the best plumber on YouTube. Just passed my journeyman test in Austin last week. Had a lot of help from your videos when my stress was high. Ha ha. Cheers. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. All right. Back over into the forum. Got some good questions in here today, y'all. All right. Michael wants to know, what is the biggest pipe we've had to fix? I actually got to be the superintendent over Great Wolf Lodge, and I was over the water park, the indoor water park. And we subbed it out directly from the pool builder. So it was really cool. But we got to work on like 16-inch CPVC. Now, as a superintendent, I've done 20 and 24-inch carbon steel pipe, even I think some 36-inch one time. In fact, I know I did some 36 because I wanted about a 5-foot drop for a smoker. But 40 inches or 36 inch is probably the biggest I've ever really dealt with on a regular basis. But I'll tell you what, even the 20 and 24, man, that's some big pipe. Next question in the forum says, hello from Canada. Do you have any tips on installing a toilet? It's funny. We just did that video just recently. We actually had a Kohler toilet and had a stand here. And man, I did it right up high where everybody could see it. And it really, it was pretty good. So Tyrus, what I'll tell you is, oh, sorry, Piano Man, go over there and check that out and let me know what you think about it. One more here in the form real quick. J.E. Roger, I have a home plumber question for you. I recently installed a new sink and replumbed it. An issue I ran into is that the outlet from the garbage disposal is below the pipe coming out of the sink. So there's always a little bit of water that can't drain from the disposal. Is this something I need to be concerned with? If so, how would I fix it? JE, here's what I tell you is take some pictures of it, go over to our subreddit, put those pictures in there, ask this exact same question there. The reason I say that is I really need to see what you got. And if we can see what you've got, me, Sean Strong, Steve Arloa, that there's so many different people that could literally come in and possibly help, but not being able to see it, it's kind of hard to give you. It's kind of like those people call and say, hey, I need a water heater installed. How much is it? Man, I can't tell you until we get out there and look at it and see how hard the install is going to be. So I tell you, go over and post some pictures and ask some questions. You'll get it answered. Jake says, I go to tech high school and chose carpentry, but I'm looking at getting into plumbing. Do you think it's worth switching? I do, because I think, plumbers, man, the plumbing trade, number one, plumbers are going to make a lot of money in the future because there's less people getting in it and more people getting out. So what I'll tell you is, yeah, get in, learn it well. You've got an opportunity to open your own company. I mean, the opportunities are phenomenal in plumbing, and it's only going to get better because like I said, there's less people getting in and more people getting out. So very interesting. Yay, Milwaukee. Absolutely. Man, I love their tools. Yeah, gas and electric water heater is hard to come by everywhere. Milwaukee Lights. Man, I'll tell you what, Milwaukee just makes good products, guys. Taco Bob, the answer is yes, depending on where you live. If you're in Texas, you have to have a plumbing license to do anything plumbing. Sean says, depends on the number of technicians, how the owner wants it done. Stone, here you go on a call for a week and rotate with the other techs. I'm an exception, 1 week on, 1 week off. Promise Neverland says, hello, Roger. I live in Leander and I'm willing to travel for good learning experience. I was actually in Leander yesterday. I actually went out to Valente, came up through, not quite down to Lago Vista, but came up 1431 through Cedar Park, out in your neck of the woods. Yeah, we should talk. I'd like to find out what kind of experience you have. Do you have any, or have you started in plumbing yet? What have you done? We're always looking for people that want to learn, grow, and do well. Michael McNeil. Mike says, can you sign up to be a plumbing apprentice with your local city? No, you actually have to sign up. And man, that is a great question, because you have to sign up with the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, and it's tsbpe.com. And I'm telling you, it's a good thing to do. Go ahead and get your apprentice card, get registered, and man, start learning plumbing. Let me see. Craziest plumbing story, and this has nothing to do with me. A plumber that I know in the union actually was doing a test in the lower level of a parking garage one evening. They were testing the sewer pipe going up and had a test ball in there. So they had a water test on it. Well, the thing is, they were doing a top out party for the owners. So they had tables set up with tablecloths and chairs and a buffet set up and all that. One of his test balls broke, got caught up in the drain, and thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons of water. He said by the time he heard it and ran downstairs, he said when he got down there, water was 2 feet, almost 3 feet deep. He said, I went back upstairs, got my car, and went home. Tough way to do it, tough way to handle it, but man, that is crazy. And needless to say, he didn't work for them very much longer. Julie says, hello, Sean Strong. See, I knew if I mentioned you enough that she'd jump in here. Man, I am so far behind on the chat. Just kind of scrolling through here. Crazy Simple in the house. Promise Neverland. Javier, man, always options. Why do people watch the time a plumber complete a job in the 80s? Yeah. And that's it. You don't want to get things done too fast on a job. Take your time and do it right. You got to remember, you're selling a service, not just, hey, I'm just here to unstop this and run out the door. Test it. Make sure you're right. Do all kinds of things. Express to Sean Strong. Thank you for your knowledge. Man, Sean knows what's going on. I've tried getting Sean to come to Dallas and go to work. He's got a job offer here. There you go. Let's see. Bedtime there. Man, good to have you here. We appreciate it. And yes, we do. I would say if your sink is leaking, take pictures of it, post it over in the subreddit, and there'll be people that'll give you some information. There you go. Kind of both. Okay, Nick Spree says interested in both repair and remodeling. There's the subreddit right there. Y'all go check that out. I know Sean's mentioned it in here a few times. Boy, and that's the truth. Yeah, don't connect the hose. No, I'm joking. It could be your vacuum breaker. It could be a lot of different things. Does it leak in the wall or when you do that, or does it leak around the hose or right above it? Because depending on what it is, it could be something major. It could be something minor. Remember, guys, if you got questions you want to guarantee they get answered, please go over into the forum. I'm literally trying to scroll through here. And Sean, you're right. Service plumbing is where it's at. Jeanette Stroner says she is training to be an electrician. Good for you. Boy, that's the truth. Black Mass, thank you very much. We love what we're doing here. And this is nice. Ken Patterson says, service plumbing will definitely get you experience. Company he's at can get up to 80 to 100 hours a week, sometimes when on call. Lots of work, but those paychecks are always nice. And it'll wear you out. Now, this is something I talk about a lot is, look, don't let your job wear you out. Now, don't get me wrong. I used to tell all the guys that work for me in the union, look, enjoy the overtime when we get it. The reason being, it doesn't last forever. And the cool thing about it is, while it's going on, you've got an opportunity to bank money. You've got an opportunity to literally get in and put away some in a savings account and call it a rainy day fund, call it whatever you want, but it's great to do. All right. I talked about this earlier. I want to show y'all again. If you have not seen the videos, we did a deal with Pfister faucets, and I got to tell you, I love this Pfister faucet. The install time it can be installed, I've seen a video of a guy who did it in under a minute, but it can be done in under 100 seconds pretty easy. I want y'all to watch this and really let me know what you think, because I'm telling you, I'll do this first here real quick. And do this one. I'll leave that one up, but let me go here. I want y'all to watch this video and tell me what you think, because I'm telling you, this was really pretty cool, and it blew my mind as to how easy it went in. Check this out. Tell me what you think. Here we go. And I've already got my parts open and out. Now, I love the way they've designed this. That way you plug the tool right there on the top of it. They've got an adapter. Take your cordless drill. Boom. Once it stops spinning, it's locked down. Take the adapter off the bottom of the hose. Slide your head down in there. Go to the bottom. Put your weight on. Click it and hook it up and hook up the water lines. Look at this. At 1 minute, not even a full minute, at 50 seconds, I've got everything above the sink done. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole video on this, but you look, I slide the weight on right there, put the adapter on, plug it and lock it. So at, I think, 1 minute and 20 seconds. So think about this, 80 seconds. All I've got to do is hook up 2 water lines and turn it on. I got to tell you, that thing's pretty cool. So if you hadn't checked it out, go over to my Instagram. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link in here, right here. And our Instagram channel is blowing up. I want to say thanks to Liz for all she's doing. Man, we were at about 5,000 or 6,000 people last week. We're at 16,000 today. It's really growing fast and doing well. So Miss Liz, thank you very much for everything you're doing. I jump back into the comments and see if I can figure out where I was, and of course not. All right, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Okay, now we're talking about charging. I don't see the numbers, so I can't see it. So I'm going to jump down here. Got all that in there. There's the Trades Academy feedback. I love that. Okay, great question, because I have no idea. Jacob, disciple of Jesus Forever, says, I recently saw a 3/8 inch copper flex line inside of a 1/2 inch copper hard line. Why would it be like that? I have no idea. Gas, electric, existing water lines are all new. Jumped in the middle of that one. Stephen, good evening to you. How are you doing? I hope everybody in here is doing well. If you hadn't done it yet, let's go. Let's just say that. If everybody will, just put where you're located, what part of the world you're in, what city or state are you in, and are you in the trades, or do you do something else? Are you in another trade? Are you thinking about getting into the trades? Really interested in that, because that could be pretty good. Just let me know where you're at and what you do. The other one is, if you have questions that you want to ask, please go to the link, go over into the forum, ask them over there. And if you ask them over there, I promise you those will get answered, unless you just ask one that I'm not going to read on the air. I'm jumping through the chat right now, but man, I'd love to know where y'all are at and what kind of work you do, if you're in the trades or not. Thank you. Quoted quote says, Roger Wakefield, ever think of a history of plumbing video from its invention to today? I have. Most of that materials copyright traded, trademark, stuff like that. I can talk about it, but I'm working on some other things that I think are going to be really, really good. And it'll be fun if we do some of the things that we're talking about doing. There's our subreddit. All right. Steve Harloa says a 40-gallon electric water heater should cost about $500 for the tank. Then you want an experienced plumber, so labor should be at least 12. That puts him at 17. Man, you're real close to where we're at. Vic UK, good to have you in here. 10:30, yes, because I've got friends from the UK that are in here often. So, man, I understand it, and I do appreciate you coming in, even if it is on the late end of it. And guys, I will tell y'all, if y'all have any questions, please jump over into the forum. I will make sure to get those answered. And this is a good one here. Jake Gardner says, how do you feel about heat pump electric water heaters? I think they're phenomenal. I need to study more about them, but anytime that you can pull heat out of the air and use that to heat water, it's going to save people money. I think it's fantastic. So, Jake, thank you. Yeah. Steve Harloa says I've installed 8 of them and installing another one this Thursday. Hybrid heaters are awesome. I love it. Bernice Camacho, and guys, this is the kind of thing. If you've learned anything on my channel, please go to that link I put in there a while ago. It's a feedback. So it is the Trade Talks Academy, the Trade Talks Academy.com/feedback. And let me know if you've ever learned anything from my videos, from my YouTube channel, anywhere. Let me know what you learned. And it just needs to be a couple of sentences, 2 or 3 sentences. Hey, Roger made a video and taught me how to do this, or, Roger did a training on this and I watched it and it helped me out. We're going to be giving away the Getting Into the Trades course. We don't know yet how many of them we're going to give away. I think we're doing like 1%, something like that. Meaning if we get 100 people come in and do questions, we'll draw one, and we may end up doing more than that. But matter of fact, we will. I'll tell you that right now. So if you'll take just a minute, go over there and give me some feedback. Let me know. Have you learned anything from watching the YouTube channel? Have you learned anything from these lives? And if so, what did you learn? What has it done for you? And that is the tradesacademy.com/feedback. Room Slayer, glad to have you in here. I love that. How do I unclog a bunch of poop and toilet paper? Hydrojetter works really great. A sewer machine with a big head on it also works very well. Chucky Alarms. I like that name. Are water hammer arresters needed at each sudden off location in house, or just one per house? I would want one at every hard shut off valve just to make sure you don't have any problems. Yeah, and a toilet auger is another good one. You're right. I love it. Okay, good question here. Marcus Stringle says, Roger, do mega press fittings need some time to settle? I've had a few valves replaced last week, and 2 of the fittings are a bit wet. They don't need any time to settle at all. Once you squeeze that pressure, it's pretty much done. I don't know if they didn't have things lined up, if they didn't clean the pipe real good. You've got to prep it. Man, I hate that it's leaking on you. I've never had a problem with mine. Okay, Steve, look, brother, don't be trying to steal Sean out from under me. And why didn't I get a job offer in Hawaii? I mean, man, now I feel bad. Kugel Blitz says, will there be more content in the plum studies? Yes, there will. I tell you what, and I don't know if you were in here earlier, man, I paid this guy to make a bunch of trainers for me so we can bring them in here. And man, I'm wanting to make great videos. These trainers are a gas water heater, an electric water heater, a tankless water heater, meaning the wood frames on wheels where we can roll them around, get them in position, but also a lavatory, a kitchen, a toilet, and I got one more. Oh, a bathtub. And so, yes, there will. And if you signed up in the plug study, Google Blitz, I want to tell you, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yes, there will be more videos, and we're working on something else new that I will make sure y'all get a very heck of a deal. But yes, we are working on those. I promise. Bart P says, Roger, not a plumber or anything, but wanted to thank you for providing an insight into plumbing. Massively enjoy your videos. Thank you so much. Jordan K says, is it safe to use metal washers and bolts for closet bolts straight on the porcelain? Lost the plastic washers that come with the toilet. You can go down to a box store. You can go to Ferguson.com. All those are the toilet bolt caps, and they come with washers. I wouldn't want to use just the metal washer and nut. You probably can, but if you over tighten it, it's going to crack even faster. So I would definitely think about trying to get some new plastic washers to take care of that. Sneaky Smurf says, thank you for all the hard work and for using your platform to help others. Win-win. You know what? It's neat that we get to do what we get to do. Number one, we love helping others. You know, those of y'all that don't know, when I first started this channel, I literally started this channel to help grow my plumbing company. I own a plumbing company here in Richardson called Texas Green Plumbing. It's right outside of Dallas, Texas. Matter of fact, let's see. That link that I put in there should work. That'll show you my webpage, because I'm telling you, I think that I've got a fantastic website designer. And we started off making YouTube videos to help grow a plumbing company. Then we started realizing we had more plumbers getting in here. So we kind of shifted a little bit and we started making more videos to help them learn more about plumbing, because we get videos saying, oh my gosh, you're showing things that we never knew. And they thought that was great. So then we started watching and paying more attention to the comments and realizing that we've got not just plumbers, but other tradespeople getting in here, asking questions, learning new things, wanting to learn more. So we decided, hey, let's change up our content a little bit. That's why we're doing the things that we do. I get questions every week from people asking me, how do I get into the trades? How do I become a good apprentice? How do I become a good tradesman? How do I start my own company? How do I use social media to grow my company? So we're trying to put training and packages and things like that together to help people that really want to learn and do well. And I have spent so much money on training and education in the past 2 years to learn to get better. And this is a way, number one, for me to provide that for people in our community. But also, man, it is so amazing, the opportunities from doing the things that we're doing. So Sneaky Smurf, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And I do want to help other people, and I want to help them learn more, get smarter, the whole 9 yards. And I need to scroll down because I've got some super chats here. And I hope I didn't pass them all up. Steve Arloa says, I have to get on the road. I will get in touch with you by email about the flat rate book. You can definitely come to Hawaii. You're hired. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Now be careful, Virgil. Stand in front of the door, because Julie's going to come in here and say, hey, let's go. Jeremiah Franz, how are we doing? Plumber and pipe fitter 189 out of Columbus, Ohio. Good for you, brother. Congratulations. Went solo in June. One-man shop. Have a 200 GPM 4,000 PSI jetter next week. Looked on your site to email or call, but couldn't find anything. I messaged a few months ago on there. Thanks. Jeremiah, here's what I'll tell you. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and I will put that right down here at the bottom. You can connect with me on LinkedIn right there. You can send me a message. Man, I love the sound of that jetter. I want to know what you got and where you got it. 20 GPM, 4,000 psi. Yeah, I'm wanting a bigger jetter. So, yeah, definitely interested to see what you got here. And I think I had another super chat up here. And if I missed a super chat, guys, I am sorry. I'm scrolling up, but I still don't see it. I'm going to scroll back down through here one more time. And if I missed a super chat, I am sorry. Please, if you'll jump over into the forum, put in there whatever your question was. And there was one more. Steve, I got that one. Okay, yeah. So I definitely missed one. So Jeremiah, if you put another one in there, please go back up top, put it in there. No, I can't make that. There we go. Right there. All right. So we got plumber from Philadelphia, Florida, open shop, New York City, HVAC. I love this. All right. Sorry. I'm reading a lot right now, guys. Constitution Way. Hey, buddy. How we doing? Good evening, Matthew Smith. How are you? Matthew Smith is HVAC in New York. James Tankersley. How are you, sir? Florida open shop. Can you go from 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch to 3/4 on PVCP, CPVC? Yeah, you can, but I don't know why you'd create a flow restriction there in the middle. I wouldn't want to. Michael Glover, Austin, Texas apprentice, 2 flat sides on a male adapter. 2 flat sides on a male adapter. Was hooking up a jetted tub earlier, and that was on the end. Man, I'm not sure. 2 flat sides on a male adapter. Not sure. Bart P., the Netherlands, not in the trades, but a big data engineer, but enjoy your videos. Thank you so much. Mike Corson, Philadelphia, is a plumber. Larry from Northeast Ohio. Svein Gustav Hoff from Norway. And I like this. Chucky Larms from Kansas City. Missouri Contractor Plumbing. Jordan K. from Nampa, Idaho. Been plumbing for 2 years. Gotta love it. And Room Slayer says, voiceover Pete, be like Roger, needs your help. Plumbing the pipe is about to burst and he needs your information. Voiceover Pete, holler at me. Dayton, Ohio, meat cutter, but learning plumbing. Good for you. And guys, here's the deal. When I started plumbing, I was also a bartender. I also built fences and decks. I did so many different things because I needed to make more money than I made as an apprentice. When I first started plumbing, I was making $450 an hour, $475, and you can't live on that. And I had other jobs. I learned to tend bar. I learned to be a bartender, a bouncer, a waiter. I waited fine dining. I waited in local restaurants. But here's the deal. I always worked my tail off to make money because I knew if I wanted to survive, I needed to make more money than I was making where I was doing what I was doing. And I am glad that I did because it got me through it. I think I've already answered this one. I'm back over in the forum, guys, answering questions. So if you're in the forum or if you want your questions answered, please jump over in the forum. I am going to make sure every one of those get answered. And I did answer that one. Gon says, hey, Roger wanted to ask about advertising a company through YouTube. Advertising a company through YouTube. Cables going out of style. Would it work out? You know, it probably would. I don't do much advertising on YouTube. I've got a company that does my website. They do Facebook advertising, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. They do all that. I don't. I haven't. I've thought about it, and we may in the future, but right now we're not doing it. I'll tell you what though, social media is going to be a lot cheaper than anything else. So I'll tell you, I would definitely try it. I think the payback could be phenomenal because a lot of people aren't doing it. But I will tell you this, a lot of people advertise on my channel, a lot of other plumbing companies. So I know it's happening. Okay, now this is kind of a long question, but it's okay. I'll handle it. Jonathan says, I'm a first year apprentice, was wondering if you think apprentices who expose themselves to the same risk as any other journeyman foreman should get paid as low as they do, because the risks are still there. We put ourselves on the line just like everyone else. To only get paid a third as much as the journeyman or foreman. Not here to bash, but truly curious as to what you think. They're not being paid because of what they expose themselves to. They're being paid for the value that they bring for what they can do. And I would recommend listening to Jim Rohn, because he talks about when you learn more, you increase the value that you can provide to your company. I don't pay my plumbers and apprentices based on the fact that they were both exposed to a clogged up toilet. I pay them because one of them should know how to unclog it, how to remove it, how to replace it, how to repair it, and the other one should know how to help him. And there's definitely a difference in the value that the two people bring. For being a helper, being an apprentice, you don't provide much value other than helping this plumber, but you're there to learn, because once you learn to take that role over, now you can make good money. So I don't think it's just that you're exposed to the same things. It's the fact that that foreman and journeyman can probably do 10 or 20 times more work than you because of what their skill sets are. And I mean, nothing bad by that, but it's what their skill sets are. They should be able to look at blueprints. They should be able to pull and replace a toilet. They should be able to run a sewer machine, a hydrojetter, and a camera. And I don't know how much time or experience you think you have, but you're not paid for the risks you're taking. You're paid for the skills that you bring and the value that you can bring to every one of our customers that you walk into their houses. And Jonathan, man, I think that is really a big deal. It's a great question, but I really think that you're looking at it wrong. It's not just what we're around. It's not what we're exposed to. It's the value we can bring by taking care of our customers. Shawnee Moore, it looks like, says, I have a tankless water heater and a Viega hot and cold water manifold supplying all the fixtures. It takes a long time for hot water to get to the kitchen and bathroom, as both fixtures have long run to the manifold and water heater. Can you recommend a water circulating pump that would work with the tankless? Yeah, I've got one here. I'm fixing to do a video on the Gunfoss. They make them, and they put the comfort valve, which is really just a cross connection, under the sink, and it crosses the hot and cold, so it's not an illegal cross connection. But people love it because they have hot water there. But if you're one of these people like me, I don't want one in my bathroom on my lavatory, because when I brush my teeth, I want cold water, not hot. And when you use that circulating pump like that with the comfort fitting, it puts warm water back in the cold line, and I don't want that. So we all look at it different, but I would say, man, check it out, because it may be something you like. If you want hot water there fast, it will definitely do it. Hoff Jr. says, can you please read in an audiobook someday from some author? Your voice is bliss. Use your resources. Number one, thank you very much. Hopefully one day I'm reading my own audiobook. I've got about 3 book ideas in my head, and I know that I should be taking time to write those down, because a lot of the stuff in my head I think could help a lot of people. So I will work on that. All right, guys, we got about 20 more minutes here, and then we are going to get off. Jesus says, I have a question. Is my company taking advantage of me or doing me a favor? I work entirely off of plans and do unarguable journeyman level work unsupervised. I asked for a raise, but they told me because I only have 10 months doing commercial work, they can't do that, and that they are doing me a favor by exposing me to higher level work. What do you think? It's a tough way to look at it, but I got to tell you, Jesus, I like the idea of being able to do that kind of work. What I would tell you is that, number one, they're probably right. They are teaching you a lot more. Now, if you've already talked to them about a raise and they're not going to give it to you, you have an option here. You either go look for another company, which a lot of apprentices do. They get in, they learn skill sets. You can pretty much go to anywhere now and say, hey, look, I have experience. You're going to make more money. I don't know what kind of money you're making right now, but if you've got 10 months experience and you can do commercial work and it's good, it's tight, everything looks nice, you're not having to go back in and refix stuff all the time. Going to another company may be your only option, but don't burn the bridge with the company you're at. You may want to come back there one day. So I know that's kind of crazy and a tough way to put it, but I really think that I think you're in a good position because you're learning more than a lot of apprentices. But if they're really taking advantage of you, then you're in a bad position too. And it's going to be hard for you to get promoted after that. Kyle says, can you talk about drain fly removal? I've been seeing them lately in my basement. I had someone come in, said there was a lot of bacterial buildup on the top of the drain above the water in the P-trap. Kyle, normally drain flies, sewer flies are caused by a break in the sewer line, either right outside of your basement, normally underground. What I would tell you is you can try to hydrojet it, but if it's caused by a break, you wanna hydrojet it first, then run a camera down in there and look at it, see where it is, because you're probably going to want to make those repairs. So I would look at doing that first, do everything that you can, and man, get rid of the flies. They can be a pain. All right. Aiden says, I am a union buster. Do you have any input on how I can threaten those who hope to form a union? Thank you and God bless. Here's the deal is there's good things about the union, there's bad things about the union. There's good things about open shop, there's bad things about open shop. I don't know that anybody needs help busting the union. I think they're pretty much doing a good job of that themselves. And look, I believe in the union, but they're not trying to grow. They're not they're not doing a lot of things they should be doing. I really think that if more people knew about the union and if the union really tried to help small companies, the union could be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But the problem is they're a bunch of old boys that are stuck in the way that they do things, and I don't see them changing. I wish they would because I think that the opportunity they bring is phenomenal. And Aiden, just to say that you want to bust the union, look, man, they broke me. I tried being union as my small company, and I ended up getting out of it. But I tell people all the time, as an employee, I think being in the union is a good thing. If you never want to open your own company, you never want to do anything like that. All you want to do is be a journeyman, maybe a foreman or a superintendent forever. The union isn't bad. But if you want to open your own company, the union will put you out of business. They don't help you out very much. And I hate to say that, but I think it's true. All right. Let me see what I can do over here. Back to where we were, I think. Okay, no, I did that one. Ohio and Missouri contractor plumbing. I think I got that one. I know I got that one. North Charleston, South Carolina, studying coding and computer hardware. It's a hobby as of now, but in the future, I'd like to do it as a job. Jacob, good for you. I'm actually headed to Charlotte, North Carolina next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, a week from. Career consultant in Norway, but also work with music. I love that. Constitution Way is in Texas. Man, what part of Texas? You can't tell me that. I'm right outside of Dallas, so I'm always curious. Steve Harloa, Oahu, Hawaii, Harlow's Plumbing. You know, man, I really want to go to Hawaii. I'm just saying. Constitution Way says $7.99 labor, $50 disposal, then price of heater, not including materials. Bruce Dottie says, who are you? Man, I ain't nobody. I just ended up on here. So I stuck a camera in front of me and I started talking and ain't stopped yet. It's a scary thought, ain't it? Cleve says, I'm a plumbing contractor in California thinking about heading out to San Antonio. I do home warranty work. I'm wondering if you guys are busy. You know what, Cleve? We are slammed. And I was in San Antonio 2 weeks ago talking with plumbing contractors from around the country. And I tell you what, it's the same all the way around. All right. Construction's Way says he is in Tyler, Texas. Good for you. I've got family out there. Huge thanks to you, sir, for making Harry the homeowner aware of the detail that goes into what we do in Washington, D.C. I love that because, my thing is I truthfully think that more people should share these videos and show homeowners, look, this is how you do it. This is what all's involved. Most of them are going to look at it and say, hey, I'm not doing that. But then they know that you're studying, you're looking at it, you understand what's going on. And when you show them those videos, and even if they're mine, you show them those videos, they're like, man, I'm not going to do this. How much do you charge? And it really does. It helps a lot. Jonathan says, if I become a plumber, should I get hydrojets or snakes? Man, you want to get it all eventually because they're really two different tools that do two different things. But at the end of the day, you want any and every tool that you can have that'll help you do your job better. As y'all see, I am keeping up with questions in the forum. Shantastic says, I work for $14 an hour as an apprentice and have worked many hours over 12 hours recently. Can work copper with no leaks, same as PVC. I've worked with, should I ask my boss for a pay raise again when I did over a month ago? And he said it's merit based. Ask him what merit. Say, hey, I'm just asking you. You told me it's merit based. I've been doing very well, but I'm still not seeing a raise. And just talk to him, see what he says. Great opportunities. Jeremiah Franz says, plumber pipe fitter, Columbus, Ohio, went out solo on June, one-man shop. Okay, so this is the one I answered. I thought this was the other one. Oh, there's another one right there. Jeremiah says, Cody Maxie Miller ordered also do plumbing and also target sewers and drains heavy. Absolutely. Have 3 vans, no guys yet. Run Spartan machines and been building up last 8 years while at my job. Brother, you are all over it. I like that. It looks like you have a plan. And the funny thing is I train all my plumbers. I try to educate them and teach them. My deal is that one day they're going to want to go out on their own. And, hopefully they're not right here in the same area or anything like that. But if they are, they are. It doesn't matter. The cool thing about it is I want to know that if they go out there, I mean, look, I've hired some plumbers that to me are some of the crappiest plumbers I've ever met. And I've had to send my guys over to tear out the BS that they put in and replace it and do it right. And these were supposedly some pretty high ranked plumbers at some of the companies around here. And it just lets me know that we're doing things right. And I really like it. Jeremiah, 39 years old, 17 years experience in the piping trade. Good for you. Mike Carter, yes, I did. I was out at DFW Airport for about 5 years. I was out there with Beard. I was out there with Denali. And we subbed work from TD Mechanical and from DSI. So, yeah, I was out there for years. Car Supply here a while back. Could be wrong. I don't know that I've been to Car Supply. Where is it? Love that too. I'm going to do it till I'm dead. Ain't no doubt about it. Which cities in Texas have the most commercial work? Jacob Murray, this is a good question because literally the last 2 weekends I've been in Austin and San Antonio, and I got to tell you, there are tower cranes everywhere, and I love seeing that. That lets me know commercials going strong, big buildings being built. I think it is really pretty cool. And we got a super sticker, Vane Gustav Hoff. How are you doing? Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. I'm trying to scroll down through the chat, and I think I'm getting my saltine crackers in the house. Might as well live under the houses at this point. Boy, I tell you what, there's times I feel like a gutter rat from crawling around under people's houses all the time. It's not a bad thing. Not complaining about it. To be honest, though, I love what I do. I could not think of anything else that I'd be doing. What do you think of people that use PVC glue on CPVC pipe fittings? I think they're going to have leaks. Just saying, unless the glue is rated for both of them. And they make it. Jeremy says, do you support the death penalty? Absolutely. If you're a pedophile, string them up, brother. I think things are, man, we're just about caught up. I kind of like this. Man, we are going to go ahead. I think that I got this whole thing good. I'm trying to scroll through and just see if I see really any good questions here. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a ton of questions. I got some new ones coming in. I want to do that right there and go through the end here. A shoe, a boot. All right, trying to finish this up. It's a waste and overflow. Ha. Just saying. All right. I want to check this one here out one more time. All right, guys, no more questions in the forum. We're fixing to finish this thing up. I really do appreciate everyone being here today. Trying to scroll through, see if there's anybody or anything that I missed. Yeah, Steve, we're fixing to sign out too, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's why I said saltine cracker. There's PVC to ABS transition glue. I've used that before. There's also glues that are rated for PVC and CPVC. That matters all kinds of stuff. If you submitted a question, it did not get seen. And I'm actually in the forum right now. Let me see. If you're Frank, one just got submitted. We'll see. Well, normally I don't ask for stuff like this, but Frank, if this is you, says, do you support abortion in the right case? Absolutely. Are you religious at all? Absolutely. And what are your political views? Political views, man, it kind of varies. I don't go hardcore Republican or hardcore Democrat. I go hardcore whoever is doing the right thing for the people. So that's about the best you'll get from me. Toom, how are you doing? Good to have you in here. So guys, if you have not done it yet, Nightbot just put it up. I know they're putting up the questions right there, but you can also go to the tradesacademy.com/feedback, and we're going to end up giving away some training. If you have learned anything, either through my online videos, through my online live streams, anything at all, do me a favor, go over there and give me some feedback. Let me know, what have you learned? How have I helped you? What have I done for you? And I've answered all the questions in the form, unless you asked a crazy one. But I went through every single question, guys. And I know that because I've got them right here in front of me. And I will tell you, the only ones I didn't ask, if you asked one of them, yeah, don't ask them anymore. Jonathan. So, I'm assuming that you asked it under a fake name or something like that. So that tells me it's probably one I wouldn't answer it anyway. So if you did, I'll pray for you. Nicest way I can put it. All right. Should I get a hydrojet or snakes? Yes, both. Yeah, I like that. Yes. See, Sean, brother, me and you are so much alike. I love it. All right. Let me see. I think that we have got everything done here and knocked out. Yes, we do. I'm going to take this one here down. Guys, let me know, what did you think about it today? Did we do anything good? If we did, please like this video down at the bottom and let me know. Leave a comment and tell me, look, what did we do? Sean, I don't know what definitive answer you were looking for, but I went through. Let me go back in here just to make sure I got them all. Because I don't know how definitive you wanted or what it was you were looking for. Yeah, I don't see any more in here. There you go. Sean, thank you, brother. And I'm still looking up here trying to find it up above, see if I missed it somewhere. Wait, are you ending the stream? Yeah, it's almost 5:30. That's when we do it every day. I've only been here 2.5 hours. So yes. Oh, not from me, from your boss. There you go. Sorry, that was a bit. No, you're good, Sean. Yeah, it makes sense now, doesn't it? It's pretty bad when Sean are having conversations. It's like, okay, wait, what? All right, guys, if we are not connected on LinkedIn, please do connect with me. You can connect with me on Facebook right there at The Expert Plumber. On Instagram right there, and our Instagram is blowing up. On Twitter, on TikTok, and I got to tell you, TikTok, man, that's another one that is just really blowing up fast. And for Sean Strong, check out my subreddit, Roger Wakefield Posts. We get great stuff for Instagram, for YouTube, for everything. We make a lot of videos from here, and I got to tell you, I love it. It is really pretty cool. And I'm trying to jump in here one more time just to make sure. Man, yeah. Anyway, guys, man, it looks like I got all the questions answered. If you just jumped in and asked one, okay, maybe not. And let's see what this one here is. This will be the last one. Leroy says, are plumbing products known to cause sickness? Are they safe to digest? Probably not a good idea. So if you did that, you're not the brightest light bulb in the box, but good for you. And if you want to check out our other YouTube channel, Julia and I have How to Network. And I'm telling you, if you can find this, and you may have to search it by channel, it can teach you how to grow a business by using networking to do it. And it works. Guys, I really hope that y'all have enjoyed this today. I see we got some more comments in here, so I'll jump in here one more time. Propex, yep. But the orange one had TikTok banned in the US. No. Sean Strong, thank you very much. And Swell, yes. Go to Ferguson.com. You can find all of them. Anyway, guys, look, I'm fixing to get out of here. I really do hope that y'all enjoyed it. Thank you very much for being here. I love it. All the engagement, people from all around the country, all around the world, and great questions in the forum tonight. There was some stupid ones too. It is what it is. Anyway, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you all for being here. Special thanks to Sean, to Virgil, to Austin, to Liz, to Grayson, to Julie, to Amber, all my moderators, everybody. Thank you all for everything you do. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you again next week. And there's a video coming up in about 20 minutes. Check it out. It's a good one. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.